Hey, welcome back. This is Heller205 reporting for my Eldar Annihilation setup. I've been taking in a lot of what Fritz has been telling us to do, and if you guys haven't been doing it, do it. Start. It will make you a much better player. So thank you, Fritz. Thank you, Jowballs. Thank you, Black Matt, for all your words of wisdom. But I have to focus on Sam Han, Fritz, because he and I both play LR. So thank you, Fritz. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just show you guys exactly what I'm thinking and what I'm planning when I'm playing my LR, when I'm playing Annihilation. Anyway, so here's the setup. Normally at the store I go to, there's 3 or 4 pieces of terrain on my side and on my opponent's side, so I just set it up like it normally would be at my store. Not my store, the store I go to. So what I have on the field and what I have in reserves. Dire Avengers in reserve. Fire Dragons in reserve. Viper in reserve. Farseer in reserve. No, I should probably just like move those out of the way. There. So those guys are in reserve. These guys are on the table. This is hard to kill. These guys are hard to kill. These guys are extremely hard to kill since they're in... both these guys are extremely hard to kill. These guys are hard to kill. These guys aren't as hard to kill. But it's your choice. I like to keep them on next to the terrain just so I can have a few shots at some tanks and stuff like that. See if I can get an early lead in the game in Annihilation. But in Annihilation, what I'm thinking is for them to come to me. Eldar, a lot of people want to just go up and try to use the Eldar specialization. Can't do that really well. Specialization. And just try to rip through the opponent with their power swords and psychic powers and stuff like that. And I agree with Fritz 100%. That's not what you should be doing. Tactically, that's not what you should be doing. Maybe some people like it, maybe it works for them. It doesn't work for me. So I'm on Fritz's side. So what I have is secured by cover. Not secured by cover, but doesn't need to be. It's hard to kill as hell. Secured by cover and conceal. So it helps just to get a few shots off. These guys probably would be in terrain, but I didn't set them up that way. But yeah, just to get a few shots in the beginning, just to see if I can get ahead. And this is what would be happening around 1 to 5. So turn 1, go ahead, shoots, he moves, I shoots and stuff like that. Turn 2, roll for stuff to come in. I really don't want my stuff to start coming in on turn 2. Maybe turn 3 or 4, but not turn 2. Depends on the situation. So by turn 2, that would still be there. Everything would still be the same, hopefully. By turn 3, what I would be doing is I would start my movement for that to come over here, for my wave serpent to come from like the center, instead of, just to make it seem, so originally I was overloading one side, now I'm moving over to the other. Let's just say everything comes in on turn 3. Viper would come in following the wave serpent. Dire Avengers would come in following the Viper. Farseer would come in behind the Dark Reapers and them, and so would the Fire Dragons. So let's just say by turn 3, everything came in. My Wave Serpent is now on the move. My Viper is now on the move. These guys would have moved up, and I'm trying to get over here to the terrain. So this is probably what it would look like around turn 3 to 4. And so as turn 4 comes along, my enemy's probably now at my doorstep just like one more turn away from assaulting these guys or assaulting my Dark Reaper, that's when these guys go ahead and pop in to go ahead and protect. Go ahead and giving the 2-inch radius thing just to make sure these guys don't die very easily. That's why you can spread them out quite a bit. And yeah, I should get more for my Seer Council, but this is what I have to work with, and that's what I'm doing. Wave Serpent would move up over to like the farthest distance. Dire Avengers come over to the terrain, and Viper goes ahead and follows the Wave Serpent. So now, if they're at my doorstep, they have to deal with my Seer Council while still being shot at. Yeah, they would get a cover save and stuff like that. Yes, they would be shot from the side. But now they have one object ahead of them, and they're just trying to kill that. These guys don't die very easily. That's why I put my longest lasting thing behind here, pop up, boom, now protecting. Now they are my front line of defense. They're just going to run right into that, thinking that, oh, cool, free kill point. No, they don't die very easily. My Wave Serpent over here, by turn 5, would have moved behind a close enemy squad, close enough to where, on turn 5, where my Howling Banshee squad can come out, move 6, shoot 6, and assault 6, while this guy can go farther behind, or go back into terrain. So these guys pop out, just so the Howling Banshees can go ahead and kill some stuff, because they probably wouldn't overload the weak flank. They would probably overload this flank, which has much more stuff to kill. Only they can't do it because of the terrain. And so, Wave Serpent, Viper comes up, shoots, turn 5 comes, they come out, they move 6, shoot, maybe run, and then assault. Boom. Guaranteed they will kill a whole squad, unless it's a 30-man orc squad. Then that squad will probably run away. No, they're fearless, never mind. Yeah, so they can't run away from that. But there's no way that the Howling Banshees can't kill something in one assault phase. Well, it's actually 2 assault phases. But still, they should be able to kill everything very easily. As long as everything over here is in cover and stays alive, there's quite a bit of them, so they won't die that easily. These guys are just a pain in the ass to kill. I've tried to face guys with Seer Council, Far Seer Council, before, and it is really hard. Thankfully, no one there actually plays a Seer Council or pretty much Eldar anymore, so I'm like the only Eldar player. So, that's it. That's my strategy. Wait for my opponent to come up, and I zoom up behind them with the Wave Serpent, leaving a path of destruction with my Howling Banshee. And then, maybe if it goes to turn 6, then that's when these guys move in, and everything else moves back. Howling Banshees will stay and try to help the Far Seer Council. And the Howling Banshees would go ahead and kill stuff. These guys would kill stuff. Everything else would move back into a little, just like, area back here. Wherever the closest piece of terrain is. They would just pretty much try to hide there. And so, yeah, just like Fritz's tactics, I want the game to end at turn 5. If it goes on to turn 6 or 7, I'm screwed. But so far this has worked out really well in Annihilation mission, for them to come to me, and they're trying to kill just a few stuff, but by near the end of the game, I have the upper advantage. I have reinforced my army, and I've pretty much overrun them with my speed. So, that's it for my Annihilation deployment tactica, and hopefully you guys can make up your own ideas when you start listening to Fritz, and go out and teach the world what you've learned, your own creations. So that's it for Annihilation, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.